At the start of summer, we had quite a bit of rain. And with the rain, we had mild temperatures that allowed the spring flowers to bloom again and again and again. I spent lots of time outside, enjoying the garden with my cats, and each day there was something new to see, from busy bees to bright praying mantis to new colorful blooms. Around the middle of June, the summer heat swept in, and the spring flowers made way for the summer blooms. As with every summer, some plants do really well in the summer heat and some completely wilt. And for the most part, the majority of my plants have done really well and they've gotten really big and full, maybe a little too full. They could use a little bit of a trim, which is what we're going to be doing today. But a few of them have not done as well. They've wilted or they're just not looking their best. They're not going to make it too much longer. So instead of going out and buying a ton of new plants, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to try to propagate some of my plants that I already own, and I'm going to be putting them in a bunch of glass jars as such, and we're going to be propagating those for the next few weeks. Hopefully that way I won't have to buy too many new plants. I can just reuse what I already have available to me in my own garden. As you can see, this purslane has gone absolutely crazy. It's super long. I think a good trim will really help it look a little neater. And then I can use some of these clippings for other parts of my garden. minute, guys. All right, so I'm at Lowe's right now. I'm going to be picking up some soil and I'll peruse the plants to kind of see what they have in stock. I don't want to buy a ton because I really do want to see if I can use my propagated plants to fill in some of the gaps. But there are a few summer flowers that I just didn't even buy this year, like zinnias, and I think they're just so pretty, so maybe I can find some zinnias. I know there's also probably some end of summer sales going on, so if there's any really good sales, I may snag a few plants. Let's go peruse and see what they have. So these are all the flowers I got. Down here I have some rose moss in this yellow and in this pink red shade. And then over here I have some porcelain or portulaca, and it's a very different flower formation to the ones I have right now. These are very pom-pom-esque, but I thought the colors were very pretty. And then I have some lantana, very pretty pastel lantana. I haven't seen any like this before. So even though I don't really know where I'm going to put it, I figured I may as well take it home. And then I have a couple angelonias in the pink and purple variety. Hopefully with these new flowers and the stems that I'm propagating, I should be able to fill out and replace some of the plants that aren't doing as well in the garden. Now that we're approaching I would say it's about the midpoint of summer, but as far as planting season go, it's definitely the end of planting season. So I'm gonna try to get these things in the ground pretty soon, and they'll have a couple more months to get a little bigger and enjoy the warm weather. Overall, the snapdragons have done really well in this bucket. There are a couple that aren't doing as well. This one's pretty much fully died off, and this one's on its way to dying. So I'm gonna pull these and we're gonna add something else into the bag. I'm thinking maybe the angelonias. Oh, that was easy. Once the summer heat really kicked in, all of our violas unfortunately did not make it, and that includes our big blue container of violas. So what we did was we replaced it with some vinca, but the vinca aren't doing too well either. I think I'm going to transplant these and move them to another container, and then I'm going to put something new in this barrel. I'm going to prepare a few holes so when I dig up the vinca, I can immediately transplant it into these barrels. So since this area gets quite a bit of afternoon sun, I think I'm going to put some of the new purslane plants that I got in this container, and then a few of my propagated purslane stems. Once the roots are long enough, I think I might disperse them throughout as well. So these two plants haven't been doing the best. Something's been eating away at this potato vine. It honestly, it's looking better than it has been, but it just hasn't been growing very well. But I did notice the other day that it looks like there's an actual sweet potato growing underneath it. So I don't know if that affects growth. I want to pull this up and kind of see maybe if that's impeding the growth. Maybe I could replant the sweet potato vine, but for right now, I'm just going to take both these plants out and put some of my new plants in here. We typically don't see first frost until November, so I have a few more months to enjoy the backyard with my cats. And because I appreciate a good before and after, here's a little glimpse of the yard as it's changed over the last several months.